All right, welcome to the training today, everybody. We are talking about Reddit.com again. This is a follow-up to our session that we had last week that really just taught you guys the basics of using Reddit, like not from a business standpoint, just from a personal standpoint. We're going to talk more about it from a business standpoint today, but let me show you Reddit real quick. Somebody described to me who was here last week. Somebody describe what is Reddit? What's the purpose of it if you had to explain it to somebody? If you can remember my analogy from last week, that'll help. I related Reddit to Google in a way. There you go. Yeah, Jeff, I like that. We did say that last week, didn't we? Reddit's like a newspaper without an editor, which we said was kind of a scary thought at first, right? That means anything goes. Compilation of newsy type items. Yep, I'd say so. But more than that, Cindy, a kind of a special type of newsy item. This is the analogy I used. When I head out to Google like this, I go to google.com. I'm going to Google to do what? I'm going to Google to search for something, right? Type in my I have a question. I'm searching for a product. I'm looking for information, whatever. I go searching for things in Google. I go to Reddit to find things that have already been found that are really cool, that are unique, that are interesting. So Reddit's supposed to be a compilation of all the really cool stuff that's out there on the internet in virtually any niche or any area. Yeah, Vicky, stuff that's unique. Stuff that's really subpar, just like normal articles and stuff that's not interesting, you're not going to find that as much on Reddit. It's going to be more, I don't want to say shocking, but more interesting, more outstanding type comment or type content, I meant to say. So we said last week, if you're going to learn how to do any marketing on Reddit, you need to become a Redditor. Okay, so I'm going to say that number one here. If our goal, whoops, there's a little bit of lag here. If our goal is to become, or let's say, if our goal is to market our business on Reddit, this is our roadmap to do that. Okay. Let me zoom out a little bit. Is that too small? Can you guys still see my notes if they're that small? It's good. Okay. Everybody's saying they can see my screen, Judy, so hopefully maybe it's just lagging a little bit. Cindy, you say they're too small. Yeah. Yeah, I might have to keep it a little small right now just for the time being, if that's all right. Just because I've got a bunch of notes here. So number one, I want you guys to become, we'll call it a Redditor, okay? I don't know if that's actually a thing or not, but that's what we're going to become. Meaning, I want you to become somebody who uses it first. Use it. So go register an account. It's easy to do. You just go to reddit.com, and at the top there'll be a spot to register and create an account, okay? I won't spend time on that because I think you guys can do that. What do I mean by use it? We talked about this for just a minute, but last week anyway, but what do I mean by use it? I'll just do this as number 2. Yeah, get on there and participate, interact. There's different ways you can use Reddit. Really, I guess I'll say there's 3 things you can do on Reddit. One, you can just go and just lurk and read information and check out pictures and videos, and you can just sort of lurk there, right? Like for example, I'll show you a place that I like to lurk on Reddit. That's their gardening section, right? Because I'm a gardening nerd. I love gardening, so I'll spend time in their gardening subreddit, we call it. And I come in here and I just check out new pictures and videos and information that people are submitting here, because that's all people are doing. They're submitting cool links and information they're finding from the internet. So it leads me to my second point here. Find your, what we call a subreddit, okay? Which is like what's a subreddit, guys? It's a subcategory on Reddit. So it's like finding your section of the newspaper that you really like. Do you like the sports section? Do you like the finance section? Right? Do you like the comics? What part of the newspaper do you like? And what's cool about Reddit is there's thousands upon thousands upon thousands of subsections for virtually anything. So if you're interested in gardening, which I am, there's a section for that right here. This is the gardening section. If you want to go find a section, you come over here to the top right and you do a search. I was looking for information about fruit trees last week, just because we're doing some pruning right now on ours, and I wanted to get some feedback and just learn a little bit more about, fruit trees for myself. So I did a search for fruit trees to see if maybe there was maybe there's a subreddit of kinds for fruit trees. So I did a search, and what's interesting is it'll actually search Reddit's titles for when the word fruit trees is being used. And then I can look right here, and I know this is way small, so I'm going to zoom in on this in particular. I can zoom in right here, and this little /r/ and then gardening is a subreddit, okay? So I can come in here and click on the subreddit. So there's a gardening one, this one's in gardening, this one's in gardening, that one's in gardening, 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 so on and so forth, okay? So it looks like most information about fruit trees would be in the gardening section, okay? Which is where I ended up going. Now I found some other ones. They suggest some right here. It says you may be interested in botany, farming, homestead, guerrilla gardening, canning, backyard chickens, bonsai, flowers, whatever. So they kind of take whatever I searched for and they give me some suggestions. Let's say I'm crazy about hot peppers, right? They have a subreddit for that. And I could come in here and I could subscribe to this subreddit, and then I could follow this. And if I subscribe to it, it'll end up showing up here at the very top left, here in my subreddits. Okay? So that's so I guess number 2 here, find your subreddit. And when I say find yours, I mean find what you're interested in, your interests, but also think in terms of your business for me a little bit and go find what Reddit or subreddits would be interesting related to your business. Whatever space that is. And there's probably a whole bunch of them. Right? Lots of subreddits that would relate to your stuff, okay? And then interact. One of you guys said interact, and interacting means a couple of different things. Number one, it means you simply just read the content. So I'll say, as a sub here, we'll say read content and comment. So you can comment on Reddit, right? You could come in here and let's just find something that looks interesting under hot peppers, right? Getting seeds in Canada, somebody posted. Okay, and you'll see this a little bit. Sometimes a Reddit post isn't necessarily a video. It's not necessarily a picture. It's not necessarily a link to another website. It could just be somebody's asking a question, right? So this person says, hey, I'm new here, so I apologize if this has been asked before. I've read through your seed vendor threads and would love to buy some seeds from pepperseeds.eu as they have the kinds of seeds I'm interested in. What I'm wondering is if anyone is familiar with importing seeds and whether I'm likely to encounter problems getting seeds into the country. So this guy just has a question about importing seeds into Canada, and then lo and behold, there's a bunch of comments from people that know about this, right? So I'm not going to be able to say much about this, right? I might say something like, "Wish I could help. I've actually never imported seeds from anywhere. Sorry. Good luck." Okay, that wasn't very helpful, but I'm going to hit save and I'm going to post it anyway. So that post now goes right here. Okay. Now it stays on the top in the comment section if people vote for it. If nobody votes for it, this comment is going to drop down, and will pretty much be at the bottom if I don't get any votes. So you could come in here and vote up or down. If I like somebody's comment, like this person right here said, check out Drew at peppernorth.com. He's awesome. If you really need to get blah, blah, blah. If I like this comment, I can be like, you know what? That was a good comment. Boom. I'm going to vote for it. And in this case, they give me little pepper icons, I guess. I've never done this before here. The pepper just turned red when I voted it up, right? That gives this comment an additional point, and whoever has a comment that has the most points will typically stay up towards the top of the comment section, okay? But the point is you shouldn't come in here and be thinking as a business right now. You should be using it like a normal person, because people can see how many times your comments have gotten a vote up, or how many submissions or links you've posted, or videos or questions you've posted that have got arrows up, because you can vote for all of this. Typically, in any subreddit, stuff will stay towards the top of it the more it gets voted up. So this one right here, the seed vendor result thread, has 31 upvotes right here. You can see that it says 31. So over time, it might be old, and in fact, look, this was submitted 3 months ago. Yet it still has remained at the very top of the Peppers subreddit because it's gotten so many upvotes. This could stay here forever as long as people keep upvoting it. But what ends up happening is, over time, as other content gets submitted and upvoted, this one will gradually start falling down. So that's what's cool about Reddit. Stuff that is cool and interesting to people that keeps getting voted up will stay very popular, and it'll show up there for a long, long time. Yeah, that's how you vote, Michelle. You just click on the pepper in this case. Let's do a different example, because the pepper place, the pepper subreddit, is kind of funny. Let's go and look at I don't know. What's this bug? So this looks like this is a Reddit section. This is a subreddit for people finding bugs, and they post pictures of them and ask what it is. So here you go. This is titled, "Was Killed Before I Could Save. What kind is this?" I'm going to click on it. There you go. All right, all you spider experts. What kind of spider is this? If you were interested in bugs and spiders and stuff, this actually might be your subreddit, right? You might love to spend time here and post pictures and just interact here. Probably not my cup of tea, but it looks like this person smashed it, and they posted this picture online, and they're looking to find out what exactly this thing was, right? So they posted it, and you can see this was posted 52 minutes ago. There's no comments. So I could come in here and comment if I wanted. I'm going to say, what kind is this? No idea. Glad it's dead. Smiley face. Save. There you go. I just commented, right? Now, if people like this comment, and it keeps getting voted up, my comment will stay at the top. And what you'll notice about Reddit is it's very sarcastic. So if you can get in on a post like this early and write something super sarcastic or something really kind of even controversial or funny, right? Your comment will be upvoted and it'll stay at the top. Why does that matter? I don't know. It probably doesn't. It does from a marketing standpoint, because if you ever want to market something and you leave your link in a comment that remains high, you're going to see a lot of people that'll click on your link or see your link. But Reddit generally is a very sarcastic, I guess it as a whole, it's very sarcastic. There's a lot of funny stuff, a lot of weird stuff posted here. So sarcastic comments fly. Those are good comments to have. But not all subreddits are like that. Some places are a little more serious, right? Let's look at this one right here. Southern Maine, found this little guy in my bed. Let's click on it and see what this looks like. I know some of you guys are like, why are we looking at bug pictures right now, right? What is this for? It'll make sense in a minute. I don't know if you can see that very well. I can barely see that. It looks like I have no idea what that is. Any of you guys know what that is? Can you even see that? A tiny little bug right there. So this person says they found it in their bed. There's 11 comments. So let's click on the comments and just see what was said. There you go. This guy right here, that's a pseudo scorpion. Blah, blah, blah. And then you see all these comments below. Okay? So anyway, you want to get on there and interact a little bit. Here's what you don't want to do. You don't want to get into subreddits and then just start posting links. And we'll talk about that here in just a second. But going back to our notes, you ought to be reading and commenting like we just talked about. And then the other thing you ought to start doing, once you get comfortable with it, start submitting content. Now, when you submit content to Reddit, it doesn't have to be your own content. It can be somebody else's, and probably should be somebody else's content. So if you find, an interesting article about something, right? Like, let me take you over to beekeeping real quick. Oh no, it wasn't in beekeeping, it was in bees. There was this weird article that was submitted here about this lady that was, I don't see it. It must have fallen off. Anyway, I won't tell you that story. There's just this weird article that got a lot of interest. Anyway, you ought to come here and start submitting stuff, right? If this is your interest, or if it's a niche that you're interested in that's related to your business, get in here and start submitting content. Now, in order for you to kind of know what kind of content Reddit people like, you need to make sure you read and participate first before you start submitting content. I tell everybody who's trying to learn Reddit for the first time, because it is kind of unique, you need to kind of get a feel for the temperature of the community and in your subreddits. Read through the stuff that's submitted there, and then as you find stuff, you can start submitting stuff there too. But if it's kind of a sarcastic subreddit where people are just joking and submitting funny stuff, but then you come in there and submit this really serious article or whatever, it's not going to do very well. Not that it really matters too much, right? Because it's not your article. You're just sort of acting like a normal Reddit user as you submit content. The key is, from a marketing standpoint, sporadically, once every, I don't know what the percentage should be, once every 10 or 15 pieces of content you submit, you slip in a piece of content from your own website. I actually did this past week. I submitted a video to a subreddit, and it stayed at the top of that subreddit for a while. It got lots of upvotes because it was an interesting piece of content. And that video, within the space of about 2 days, got 600 views on it. 600 individual views on this video in 2 days. And all just because it was interesting, it stayed towards the top of a subreddit and did well. So if you're smart about it, you can get people to see a lot of your content. So that's my second piece of advice. Don't submit your own content yet. Just submit other people's content and get a feel for how that works. Okay. And then when the time comes, I'm going to say when the time comes. Sorry, this is so slow. I don't know what the matter with word counter is. It's driving me crazy. Let me zoom out just a little bit. Maybe that'll help it. Yeah, it's just awful. I don't even know why I use this. It always gets slow when we're doing the webinar. It's hard to take notes on it. When the time comes, I'm going to say, wow, it's driving me crazy. Submit your own stuff. Okay. So what kind of stuff works well on Reddit? It usually comes from your blog, and it's got to be something, an interesting picture, an interesting video, a really interesting article. I'll give you an example in the B section, something that was submitted recently. This one right here, this is just an article. So if I click on this link, this mushroom beehives could be the solution to colony collapse. If I click on this link, it's going to take me out to an article. And it's an article about how mushrooms are potentially helpful for some of the parasites and some of the disease that take place in a beehive. So it goes out to this site, and this site, this page right here, as you can see, has ads all over it, right? This is just a normal blog. This True Activist site, this is a blog. Ad here, ad here, ad here, ad here at the very top, and then this piece of content, okay? But it's interesting content, all right? So it's not some like mundane article. I read something the other day about how this law firm was trying to use Reddit as a way to market and promote stuff. And they got into Reddit, and what they did is they got into as many subreddits as they could, and they started to post links to their homepage. And it was like, hey, come check out our homepage. We've got all these great services. And people got aggressive with it and voted it down so fast that it ended up, moderators ended up taking it down because it was just worthless. It was so obvious that people were trying to advertise their own stuff. They honestly didn't understand how to use Reddit to do any real advertising. These guys right here are making money off of this blog post, right? Because there's ads all over it. But the thing about it is, it's interesting, it's relevant, it's something that this subreddit would find interesting, which is why it's doing well. So when you're submitting content, you might have to create content that's either funny, controversial, sarcastic, shocking, really interesting, or even really useful. There was a post that was submitted the other day that's like, you know, hey, the top 10 biggest mistakes new beekeepers make. And that actually did well. It got a lot of votes and a lot of comments, okay? So just design your content and submit your content with the purpose of doing well in Reddit. And the only way you'll ever really understand what that content looks like is if you've been on Reddit using it for a while, which is why I keep encouraging you guys to use it and comment and interact and make it a regular part of what you do online right now so you can understand how to get in there and use it for marketing, right? So I'll say design unique content for Reddit, okay? Number 4, I'm going to say don't get caught, meaning don't make your content so incredibly obvious that you're trying to market something. That's pretty self-explanatory, I think, based on what we've talked about, because that'll get voted down in a hurry. But otherwise, we'll talk about maybe more about what kind of content you can submit and how to create good content for this. It probably should happen on your blog. For example, if you're selling, since we're on the bee example, if you're selling beekeeping equipment or beehives or whatever you're selling that's related to bees, you're going to submit content from your blog, right, with links that go back to your website, right? And so if this blog post, it's got some really interesting information, or it's got this really awesome picture of a bee close up that people love, but then it's also got links on the side that's like, hey, we carry beekeeping equipment, come shop now or whatever. You're submitting something to an area with people that absolutely could be interested in your stuff, right? That could be potential customers. I guess this is one way to look at it. Let me bring up a whiteboard real quick and then we'll finish up. That's right, we're going back to the whiteboard. I know you guys love it. You guys love my art. Oh well, I'm not embarrassed of my art, so I'm just going to draw for you. Okay, this is Reddit right here, okay? This is Reddit. Okay, and this is you. Okay, this is you. You're thrilled about marketing on Reddit. So you've got this really great piece of content, right? You've got this blog post, and you submit it onto Reddit. And it's such a good blog post that everybody upvotes it, right, on this specific subreddit, and it stays right here at the very top. Here's the direct benefit to that, okay? Number one, you're going to get a lot of direct traffic, right? You're going to get direct traffic that goes right back to your blog. Direct traffic. So you're going to get traffic that's going right back here. And it could be a lot of it. Like I said, I had a video this week that did 600 views in 2 days. 600 unique views, boom, hitting my video. In this case, if this is a blog post, and let's magnify this real quick, okay? I'm going to magnify this right over here. Here's your blog post. Okay, and here's your title right here, and then this is your content, right? Here's your article, and you've got a picture here, and blah blah blah. Here's your article. Well, you might have affiliate ads running right here, right? This is an affiliate ad. You might have a link right here that goes back to your e-commerce site. Okay, so maybe this is your e-commerce site. You've got a link back there for buying products. Maybe you've got some other links right here. You may have a little AdSense block here, and maybe some ads here in the middle. All affiliate ads, if people click on them, you're getting paid off of those. So as long as this piece of content right here in the middle is awesome, it's going to stay high on Reddit, and you're going to get a lot of this direct traffic, okay? Number two, the thing about Reddit stuff, if this stuff is found to be interesting, you know where else people start sharing this? They share it on social media, okay? So it starts to get shared on Facebook and Twitter and stuff. So this page starts getting shared on these other social media outlets, right? Like Facebook or like Twitter. It starts getting shared in social media. And then here's the other cool thing that happens from an SEO, from a search engine standpoint. What will happen is you'll get other websites on the internet that start linking into your page from all over the place because they're sharing it. They thought it was cool, whatever. And because you're getting all of these inbound links, that helps you rank higher in Google. That's going to help your whole entire website pull up and rank higher. So I'm telling you right now, there is a lot of benefit to A, learning Reddit, but B, using it correctly. And occasionally, and I can't emphasize that enough, occasionally marketing your own stuff. If every piece of content I throw up onto Reddit is a clear effort to market some product or some affiliate ad, my stuff's going to get voted down and nobody's going to read it. Okay? It's gotta be on occasion. You got to get in the habit of submitting a few other things and then work in some of your own content. Okay? Does that make sense, guys? You see the benefits of the marketing or the marketing opportunities on Reddit. I know some of you guys that don't know or understand SEO and social media a lot. Maybe some of you guys don't yet, but some of you guys have been marketing for a while. Hopefully, can appreciate what you're seeing here. Kirk, you say I'm a bit confused still on how to search for certain niches on Reddit. Real easy to do. Come up to anywhere on reddit.com. You're going to have a search box. So let me go back there. Reddit. You've got a search box right here, Kirk. Just go searching for it, right? Search for whatever it is. Office decoration. Search. And go find your Reddits, your subreddits here that are related to office decor, right? It's all going to start with a search on Reddit is what it's going to be like. If you want to submit a piece of content to a subreddit, okay, this is a gaming subreddit right here. There's always going to be something at the right-hand side that says submit a new link or submit a new text post. A link would be like a video or a link to a blog or a website. A text post would be like a question that you just write into Reddit. So to clarify, Michelle, you're submitting content from other places to Reddit. Reddit's the place that has all the content on it that's been submitted from everywhere. You're doing the very same thing. You're submitting that stuff that you find online. You're putting it on Reddit. It's a unique place, guys, for sure. I mean, if you're if you're new to kind of using a lot of these newer, trendier places, Reddit's not really new and trendy, to be honest. It's just kind of unique. Reddit's been around for years. The demographic is probably a little bit younger, but it's not always true. There's subreddits for gardening, right? What do you think the average age of the person in there looking at gardening stuff is? I'm 31. I bet I'm on the low end there. I'm sure there's people a lot older than me that are in there looking at gardening stuff, right? This really could be a big part of your marketing. So I want to see you guys use it. I don't know if, I mean, we can do some examples of submitting content and some other things. There's more sites like Reddit that are really cool that I want to show you guys for marketing. So we may move off of that next week. But I hope I've at least shown you guys enough to where you can get started. If all this doesn't make a lot of sense and you missed my previous video, go watch that first and then check this out and give it a try. And even if you don't have your website going yet and you don't have anything to market, get on Reddit anyway and start, because eventually you are going to have something you're going to want to market and use, right? Yeah, Christina, for sure. I mean, you don't have your site up or anything yet, right? But this could be just practically good to you. You know, I've used Reddit for a lot of stuff. I was having problems, I think I told you, with trying to figure out how to prune some of my fruit trees. And I was like, I don't know what to do. And I went out there and I took a video on my phone of my fruit tree, right? Up and down, showed all around it, posted it on Reddit, and I got a ton of comments about what I can do to prune it, just like that. Like, it's good for practical stuff too. Outside of business, I think you'll find a lot of application to using this thing. And no, your website doesn't have to be finished to post links. Remember, Maria, you're not just posting links from your own site. You're posting links from all over the internet. In your case, if you find something really cool about investing, a really, really great article, or maybe a funny image or a funny video, go submit it. It doesn't have to be yours, and it doesn't have to be related to your website. You could, Oliver, you could share, if you find some cool stuff off of Reddit, you could share it on your blog. Yeah. Good. Okay. Well, guys, we'll finish up. We went a little over time. I hope this was valuable. Hope this was fun for you. I love it. Get on there and try it. It's one of those things that's hard to explain. It's a lot easier to understand when you're doing it, right? Okay. We'll have some fun with it. We'll see you guys next Thursday for some more marketing stuff. If you've got your websites going right now and you're looking to build traffic and build links, see the benefits right here of number 1, 2, and 3. Reddit's a good place to start, so go ahead and get on it, okay? All right, thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time.